A roadmap meeting can make future agents sound inevitable. The harder work is deciding what to build now, what to watch, and what to ignore until the controls are real. This is lesson 30 in Claude Code, Production AI Agents. We are closing the core course with the road ahead for Claude Code, but with minimum hype and maximum operating discipline. Lesson 29 warned us about anti-patterns. Now we turn that caution into a practical roadmap. Build boring controls, measure value, and avoid betting the architecture on vague autonomy. The core idea is this: the future belongs to teams that build boring production controls around rapidly improving agent capability. That means the answer is only one part of the system. The path, controls, ownership, and recovery plan matter just as much. The visible artifact is the no hype roadmap board. It has 5 parts: build now, watch closely, avoid hype, measure value, control risk. Those parts turn an abstract concern into a concrete review conversation. This part of the visual map matters because it shows the actual moving pieces: agent capability, production controls, roadmap, architecture checklist, adoption plan. If one of those pieces is invisible, the team will struggle to operate the workflow under pressure. Use this checklist before treating the workflow as ready. Build now, watch closely, avoid hype, measure value, control risk. These are not decorative boxes. They are the operating questions that decide whether the agent can be trusted outside a demo. In practice, this example has 4 parts: hype chasing, premature autonomy, missing governance, unclear value, fragile workflows. The point is to make the agent's work inspectable rather than asking everyone to trust a polished final answer. Score the design against this rubric: build now, watch closely, avoid hype, measure value, control risk. A weak score does not mean the idea is useless. It means the workflow needs stronger boundaries before it becomes production work. Day 2 is the real test for the road ahead, with minimum hype. A model version, tool version, policy update, or team workflow change enters the system. The team should be able to compare the new run with the previous run, inspect the evidence, and decide whether the difference is improvement, regression, or noise. Without that comparison path, the agent may change faster than the organization can understand. Use this implementation checklist before expanding scope, agent capability, production controls, roadmap, architecture checklist, adoption plan. Each item should produce a concrete artifact, not only a meeting note. If the artifact cannot be inspected later, it will not help during review, audit, or incident response. Block release when these risks appear: hype chasing, premature autonomy, missing governance, unclear value, fragile workflows. A blocked release is useful information. It tells the team where the system needs stronger evidence, better calibration, narrower scope, or clearer ownership before it reaches production users. Before a leader approves wider rollout, answer 3 questions in plain language. What decision will this evidence support? Who owns the signal when it disagrees with human judgment? What happens if the signal is wrong during a real incident? These questions connect the road ahead with minimum hype to accountability, instead of turning it into another dashboard or checklist that nobody trusts when pressure rises. A useful mental model is bridge inspection before faster traffic. It reminds us that production work is not about trusting a perfect machine. It is about designing a system that can be inspected, corrected, and improved under pressure. Our worked example is an architect roadmap for a 2026 Claude Code adoption plan. In that workflow, the important pieces are agent capability, production controls, roadmap, architecture checklist. The agent can still accelerate the work, but the operating model must make important behavior visible. The build sequence is simple. Define what can go wrong, define the signal, decide the release gate, assign ownership, store the evidence, review failures, improve the workflow, repeat. That loop is slower than a one-off prompt, but it is how agent systems become dependable. Use the readiness rubric. Build now, watch closely, avoid hype, measure value, control risk. If a team cannot point to each part, the release is relying on hope. Hope is not an operating model. The common mistake is betting on vague autonomy while neglecting the controls available today. It feels efficient because it avoids upfront design. It becomes expensive when the agent drifts, fails, or creates a decision nobody can explain. Let us recap Lesson 30. For the road ahead, with minimum hype, define the risk, capture the evidence, connect the result to a release decision, and keep ownership clear. Quality should be visible before trust is requested. The lesson learned is this: the future belongs to teams that build boring production controls around rapidly improving agent capability. A production agent earns trust when quality, risk, and history are visible. Subscribe for Claude Code, Production AI Agents. The companion book is linked in the description. In Lesson 31, we turn the course into a 90-day production readiness checklist you can use with a real team.